Like most texts, it began subtly and without fanfare. A little buzz against the counter and a notification flashing up. The words on my phone screen in the dark kitchen didn't yell, but they could have exploded. My son is in the... I forwarded it to Tessa, my wife of 5 years, a woman I had sacrificed everything for. A woman who once promised to love not just me, but everything that came with me, including Milo. And still, the outpouring of sympathy surprised me. Lately, we'd been aloof, like two neighbors on opposite sides of a long fence. Emotionally, distant. But when I came back from the hospital, it was worse than cold. It was ice. "I'm currently occupied," she said. "My parents are hosting a cookout." That was it. No follow-up, no check-in, no hospital, no heart, no humanity. My son's seizure was overshadowed by smoked meat, loud music, and laughter, as if salt was necessary for the wound. I hadn't realized. Her mother was on speaker until her voice crackled in the background, loud, dismissive. The boy. Maybe if his father had done a better job, it felt like a nail driven straight into my chest, slow, deep, clean. But my hands didn't move. My face didn't tense. No tears. Just a strange silence, the kind that comes when water turns to ice. When I looked at Milo sleeping in the hospital bed, monitors blinking above him in soft rhythm, all I could think was, he's still my little warrior, brave, strong. I picked up my phone again. Not to argue, not to plead, just to act, because people who treat love like a loan and respect like a negotiating chip don't understand words, only actions. So I opened the banking apps, the asset manager, the admin dashboard, the deed to the house, only my name, the company fleet, registered to me. Her mother, Frida, always loved to brag about how her daughter married up, how she found a man who could pay for a certain lifestyle. Funny. No one ever brought up the fact her father used to drive bins. Those spa services, that emergency grocery run, the expensive birthday meals, I co-signed every last bit. 10 minutes later, I cut the power, called the bank, froze the cards, triggered a repossession notice on the bins, alerted the dealership about the upcoming deed transfer. But it wouldn't be to Tessa. I didn't feel like a man exploding with rage. I felt like a man flipping off, the lights in a room where no one ever thanked him for turning them on in the first place. Milo stirred, slowly blinking his eyes open. Drowsy. Awake. I smiled. "Hey, champ. You're gonna be okay." I lied, and I think he knew it. But he still grinned, because that's the kind of kid he is. 2 hours later, I sent Tessa one final text. "Was there anything you needed me to bring?" No apology. No urgency. Just a flimsy offer, dressed up as casual concern. By the time the nurse told me Milo would be released in the morning, I'd already made up my mind. I would never again marry a man who treated my son like an afterthought. I would never again finance a family that treated my child like baggage. I didn't pack a bag. I didn't sign a thing. But the break had happened. Frost doesn't scream when it kills, and neither did I. When I first met Tessa, I thought I'd found home. Her laugh had a shimmer to it, like the world was lighter when she was around. Her parents, Frida and Winston, always polished, always prepared. Luxury cologne, tailored suits, carefully curated charm. Their smiles, warm, their welcome, picture perfect. But love has a way of sanding down sharp edges. And I didn't notice the cracks at first. Milo had just turned 7. He wore a button-down, shirt 2 sizes too big for our first holiday dinner. He wanted to dress like a man. He made Frida a Christmas card at school. Glitter, macaroni, the works. She smiled, didn't take it, handed it to Tessa. "You keep it. He's yours now." "Not ours." That was the first tremor. Easy to dismiss. Tessa said, "She's just old-fashioned. I wanted to believe her. I told myself that time would soften them, that Milo would grow on them, but walls don't love back. Tessa said they'd come around. They're just not used to blended families, she said. So I gave them time. Years of it. Awkward dinners, dismissive glances, every underhanded comment about the boy. I swallowed it. For her, because I believed one day they'd treat Milo like he mattered. That day never came. The night of Milo's seizure, I was in the ER, clutching his hand, trying not to let him see how bad I was shaking. One moment he was watching cartoons. The next, stiff, limp, eyes rolled back. I called 911, with a kind of speed only dread teaches you. I didn't wait to see who would show up. I texted Tessa anyway, because some flicker of hope was still alive inside me. I told her what happened, that we were at the ER, that I needed her. She replied she was at a BBQ. I thought I misread it. Read it again. Then again. Then her mother's voice in the background, dismissive, disgusted, indifferent, and everything snapped into focus. I wasn't part of their family. I was a wallet, a driver, an errand boy, and Milo, he wasn't even a footnote. While I clutched my son's hand, they smoked ribs. While I signed medical forms, they laughed under fairy lights. And when Milo finally slept, I sat back in that hard plastic chair, staring at the ceiling tiles, realizing this wasn't love. This wasn't family. It was a contract. And I was ready to cancel the terms. The next morning, Tessa walked in, smelling of grilled meat and cheap wine. She looked fresh, barely bothered. I didn't rise from the chair. He looks better, she said. He's stable, I replied. I did what needed doing. She nodded. Flat, unbothered. You should have told me it was this serious, she whispered. You didn't care enough to believe me, I said. And now I'm done pretending you ever would. When she got home that night, same sundress, same shrug, she noticed the untouched takeout on the counter. You made dinner? She asked, almost surprised. I canceled it, I said. She frowned. Canceled what? Your parents' mortgage? The Benz lease? The cards? All of it. Her eyes widened. You can't just do that. I can, I said, my voice steady as stone. And I did. She didn't speak at first. Her brain was doing the math, not the meaning. Still hadn't asked about Milo, not once. You're being dramatic, she said. No, I said, rising slowly. I'm being done.